Hey everyone, welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Asher.
And I'm Mike. Nice to have you with us.
Quick note before we jump in. Markets are closed today. As of Friday, May 15th, markets were heading into a long weekend, and trading resumes Monday, May 18th. And hey, if you have questions while you're listening, drop them at stockalpha.ai.
Perfect. We've got a bunch to unpack from the tech world. Privacy moves, a big ad tech deal, a software breach, and some louder than usual pushback on AI.
Right, let's kick off with the big courtroom storyline. The Musk and OpenAI trial, and how trust in leadership is getting dragged into the headlines.
Coverage lately centered on whether OpenAI's CEO is seen as trustworthy. That sounds like PR drama, but it matters. Leadership credibility affects regulatory attention, partnerships, and ultimately, investor sentiment.
Exactly.
And the real risk for tech companies is that a credibility hit translates into higher regulatory scrutiny or slower deal flow. Analysts note that can compress valuations or delay strategic partnerships.
So, the real question here is whether this is a lasting reputational shift or just a headline cycle.
Yeah, that's a good point. If filings or follow-on statements pop up next week, that could move sentiment for AI-exposed stocks when markets reopen on Monday.
Moving on, Apple reportedly plans to make Siri more like a chatbot in iOS 27 and add an option to auto-delete chat histories.
Privacy is a product differentiator. That's classic Apple. Analysts say features like auto-delete can strengthen retention for privacy-minded users, but feature parity with other generative AI assistants still matters for competitiveness.
I mean, when you look at the data, privacy helps with trust and retention, but it doesn't automatically close the gap on raw AI capability.
Right, so Apple may buy time and shore up its ecosystem, but developers and users will be watching demos and whether engagement actually improves.
Also, people will love saying, "My Siri deleted itself" at dinner parties. Okay, security. Grafana disclosed unauthorized access to its GitHub environment. Someone used a token, downloaded code, and demanded ransom. Grafana says it refused to pay.
This is a classic supply chain angle. Repository tokens and third-party code can propagate risk across an ecosystem. If you work in enterprise software or cloud tooling, vendor disclosures and patch timelines matter here.
Honestly, I was a bit surprised by this one. Even companies focused on observability aren't immune to token misuse and repo exposures.
Security teams should validate integrations and credentials, apply recommended patches, and track any advisories from Grafana. Downstream remediation costs and customer scrutiny can be significant.
Short reaction. Stay patched.
Right.
And on the corporate deal front, Publicis agreed to buy LiveRamp for $2.2 billion in cash. That ties creative services to data infrastructure and could change ad tech dynamics.
Mergers like that aim to boost scale in targeting and measurement. But integration risk is the headline. How fast they combine data assets, and whether that actually improves ad effectiveness.
Exactly. Mergers and acquisitions bring opportunity, but execution is everything. Watch integration timelines and any customer churn signals.
One more theme: public and academic pushback on AI. Students booing a speaker at a commencement, and opinion pieces linking smartphones and social platforms to societal change. That's the reputational side of the ledger.
Societal unease can translate into policy action. Legislators respond to high-profile moments, and companies may tweak messaging or product roadmaps to avoid backlash.
So what should listeners watch heading into Monday, May 18th? Quick list. Any legal filings or statements from the trial, Apple product previews for iOS 27, security advisories from Grafana, and early reaction to the Publicis LiveRamp deal.
Also track whether public sentiment sparks new policy moves. A high-profile hearing or legislative proposal could affect AI names more broadly.
To be clear, this is informational. Analysts note we're not giving personalized investment advice, and we're not recommending any buying or selling of specific securities.
Okay, quick wrap. Mike.
Bottom line, there are structural opportunities, ad tech consolidation, and privacy as a differentiator, alongside real downside risks from leadership trust issues and security incidents. Monitor regulatory news, product demos, and vendor advisories as markets reopen.
And I'll add, stay pragmatic. Don't overreact to headlines, but don't ignore them either. Context and timelines matter.
Got questions? We'd love to hear from you. Head over to stockalpha.ai, where you can ask us anything and we'll answer live.
And while you're there, check out more market content. Thanks for listening to Alpha Insights. Catch you Monday when markets reopen on May 18th.